Well, obviously, I thought the difference in the game was in the first half when we made shots and they didn't make them. They had shots. I thought our defense was good. I didn't think it was great. I thought they had some shots that they missed. And, boy, I've been in that position before, and we made a lot of shots, and that was a big difference. But we moved the ball very well. Every time we made a couple big plays, though, we still have a tendency to turn the ball over or make a mistake, and I think that kept us from maybe, putting the game away. And I give them credit because I've been in those shoes when you got injured players, and I think they've done a hell of a job with them. They played everybody very tough, and yet I think we are getting a little better. People are starting to understand their roles a little bit more. When Travis Trice, and we talked about the seniors last week. Dawson and Trice were phenomenal tonight. When Dawson gets 4 assists, he gets 13 rebounds, he gets 23 points. We made every front end of a 1-and-1, and my best free throw shooter missed the most free throws. That was Zell, but I just thought, all in all, we played pretty well. We guarded pretty well, except that I thought we fouled too much, and that put them at the line. And they're a very good free throw shooting team. That was one of our keys. So I'll open up for questions.
Tom hits another three. Again, his speed affects the game. Will you just talk about his performance, please?
Well, he did play pretty well. I mean, there were some mistakes made that he hasn't been making, both defensively and, as you can tell. I mean, I feel great about the win, but I still think there's some things that if we're going to become a real good team, we got to improve on some things that on the mental part, and fouling a three-point shooter late in the game. But he's running the team, and we're getting Trice some shots, and that's all good. And Dawson's doing his job down low. Now we got to get Zell back playing, So sooner or later we're going to get everybody playing together, but we're making some steps.
Speak of that, Tom.
I can hear you.
It looked like Michigan was really focused on not letting Denzel get shots tonight. Is that how it looked to you? Then just talk about Trice and what he did off the bench.
Well, they did do a good job on Denzel, and I thought we did a good job moving the ball. When they went zone, I thought one of our big keys is we knew they'd switch defenses, and we said we got to attack immediately so that it doesn't look like we don't know what we're doing. And I thought we did a pretty good job of that. And our running game, Trice did a nice job pushing the ball tonight. That one stretch where he got Dawson a couple of dunks and a layup. Those things are big. We got to get easy buckets, and that's how you shoot 62%. Michigan has been a very good defensive team. And, tonight, like I said, I think we just made shots and they didn't.
Tom, you mentioned the seniors, Trice and Dawson. How much do you think they're pushed by the danger of the NCAA tournament? In your team overall, the bubble talk as it gets later in the season?
I'm sure some, but I think they were pushed more that they haven't won here. That was a big thing to them. I don't get into all those things anymore. I'm just trying to get this team to play better. If we play better, I know we'll be good enough to get in. If we play better, I think we can win games at a lot of places. But I think for those two guys, winning here was a big deal. We've had a couple of very tough losses here, if you remember. And and Travis now has had 3 very good games in a row. Starting to... Just a lot of things he's doing different, even day to day, and I think it's really helped him.
Tom, do you think with Denzel it was more about what they were doing with him tonight, or maybe?
I thought Denzel played okay. So I give them some credit and me some blame. I got to get him more shots. I got to do some things for him, I guess. But looking at his body language and that, I thought once we got the lead, he kind of turned the switch down a little bit, and can't do that. Too good at teams in this league.
Gavin Schilling had been in a bit of a funk, it looked like. Tonight he came out a lot more aggressive. Can you talk about what the message was and assess Gavin's performance tonight?
Well, the message was we took our whole staff and brought him in, and we kind of sugged Mike Garland and Dwayne Stevens on him. And, Gavin, I thought, was playing the best of it, the most improved guy for the first 2 months of the season. And I thought the last 3.5 weeks he regressed the most. And we did bring him in and sat down with him. And he was one-handed rebounding and everything, and I don't know why. And tonight he went up and got two-handed rebounds, and then he got some putbacks. So I give my assistants credit on that. They did a good job.
Now, is this team maybe learn to close out a little bit better when it gets out to these big leagues and now let teams get back into it?
Yeah, that was the disappointing part of the night. I didn't think we closed out very well at all. And in fact, I thought we actually made some, ridiculous errors. I mean, game plan was we weren't going to close in on penetrators, especially when you got Irvin and Dawkins in the corners, and we did. We had a couple of turnovers. We got a little bit out of control when we had I think 16-point lead, and Brandon came down, and and there you can put it to 17 or 18, and we just turned it over. We weren't disciplined enough, so it'll give us some good coaching points, hopefully down the stretch here.
Tom, Muhammad played a key role for them.
I'm sorry? Yeah.
The play.
Yeah.
Muhammad played a key role for them in the first game, and he got into foul trouble in the first half, and that span was where you guys had the little run in the first half, and then he came back in the second half. Kind of assess his performance today for them.
Oh, he had us alive. I thought he just licked his chops, and the guy we had guarding him, he just went at him. I really did. I thought he had that 3 baskets in a row where he just tried to take the game over himself, and they were kind of tough shots, but we got some issues guarding still. We're pretty good team defensive, but individually we got some liabilities that we're working on. So I thought Muhammad played very, very well. Irvin bounced back to play pretty well too, but I thought Muhammad was the guy that he played with some energy, and he played with some passion, and he looked like he wanted to try to take the game over. That's pretty good for a freshman.
Tom, you guys have won 5 of your last 6, and now with 5 to go, to what degree do you feel like you might be hitting your stride at just the right time? Finding your stride.
Yeah, finding it a little bit. Like I said, we got you look at what we got left. We're at Wisconsin, we're at Indiana, we're at Illinois, and then we got 2 of the hotter teams in Minnesota and Purdue at home. So I don't feel very good about anything right now except the big win tonight, but I think we got a lot of work to do yet, and we got to become more disciplined. I mean, we just have to be solider if we're going to, close some people out, like you said. But all in all, to go on the road, and you can talk about depleted, you can talk about all those things, but hey, you play a rivalry game, it's a rivalry game, and for the most part, we controlled most of the game, and I do got to give our team some credit for that.
Couple more, guys. Tom, like she said, you've won 5 of 6, but you've not yet had a night where everybody was on. What's it say about this team's ceiling that they probably still haven't played their best basketball?
Well, I still feel the same way about this team. We're not a great team yet. I mean, we're better defensively than I thought we'd be. We're a little better rebound than I thought we'd be. But we have some deficiencies, and we're just continually trying to tweak and control them. And I think our ceiling is higher than it is right now. I think we got a lot of room for improvement, but the deficiencies also give you a ceiling. So we're kind of right there in the middle. But I think I said this 3 weeks ago, and I'll say it again, if your 3 best players, Valentine, Trice, and Dawson, play well, I think our role players are starting to figure out their role. I mean, I was happy with the shots Brent took. I thought Denzel should have had 6-7 assists. I mean, he gave him some wide open knockdown in those corners. He just didn't make them. And then if he's not making shots, then you got the defensive issues that make it tougher. But, we got a big game on Sunday, and I think we're all looking forward to playing that because they physically took it at us. We don't have many teams that do that, and I thought they did the first time. And so we're going to see if we can get ready for Illinois.
Tom, it looked like Brandon was going more than fading tonight, getting a variety of shots.
Yeah.
Is this a senior having a big night because he wanted to win here, or is this what he's starting to become?
I think if you went and asked him, maybe the greatest thing that happened is he took summer school for 3 summers because he's got 2 classes, and he's actually spending a classroom time in Breslin. 11:30 every day. He's got Professor Garland, and they come in and they shoot free throws and they watch film, and he's working on his shot. And I think, Brandon's been a guy that I've told our media this 100 times that, got to keep that motor going, got to be a little bit more passionate about what he does, and he's starting to have some success. I mean, there were some moves he made tonight I thought were big-time moves, and if he would have made that dunk, it would have maybe even, that was a point when maybe we could have expanded the lead a little bit. Instead, they get a layup on the other end. But Brandon Dawson has been as stable and as valuable as any player we've had. If you look at the Big Ten season, for sure, he's been the most consistent guy we've had offensively, defensively, and rebounding the ball.
Got time for one more if there is.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys.